So I stopped playing video games many years ago, and the reason for it is because I kind of started seeing through them, meaning their structure, how their campaigns were built, how their movements were built, how the characters interacted, and at some point, after having played so many games, they all just started looking the same to me. Same old RPG, or same old strategy game, the only difference being the skin of the characters, and the look of the physical environment. So no matter if you're playing as a Jedi, or a Hobbit, or an elf or whatever, no matter which story you're in nominally, it's just the same thing of going around trying to beat up some enemies. And once I saw through that, the magic kind of got lost on me, and games in general no longer interested me. And it wasn't something that happened like all of a sudden, it was just this gradual waning of the love that you have for something, like the butterflies in your stomach, going away over time, slowly and naturally. I still think of video games as a fascinating form of art and entertainment, but what I mostly appreciate about them now is the philosophical essence of the games, the concept of the game, and how amazing it is that we can have something like an interactive film that you can actually take part in. And so I find the philosophy behind a video game fascinating, but at the same time, nowadays, I don't care about actually playing a game, and that is with most other games, except one. There's one game that I still return to every now and then, whenever I feel nostalgic or just need to get a break from the horrors of modern adult life. And this game is, you guessed it, Return of the King. Now, I won't go into my love for the Lord of the Rings in general, because there's nothing that original about all of that. Plus, I want to devote this video to the game in particular, because this game really is, in my opinion, a true masterpiece of video gaming. And it tells me volumes that I still keep going back to it after all these years, even after my getting out of my teenage gaming phase. If something makes you go back to it such a long time after the fact, and every time you do it, it still never feels boring, then that must mean it's something wonderful. So why is Return of the King so wonderful to me? Well, there's many reasons, and I'll probably have to do it like over several videos, but for this first one, I'll give the basics while I'm doing the Helm's Deep tutorial level, which, mind you, is just your basic tutorial that teaches you how to handle the game engine, and still, it feels epic and awesome. And the first time I played it, even this freaking tutorial gave me so much anxiety that I'm still dealing with a PTSD. And that is, I guess, more or less the actual reason for me loving this game so much in general. This game felt, and still feels, scary when you first play it. First of all, it's difficult as hell to beat, but that aside, it wasn't just that the game was difficult, it was that it was aesthetically designed so that it spikes your stress level through the freaking roof. The visual imagery and environment all around you just feels dirty, dangerous, and disgusting. Never mind the packs of orcs that constantly keep attacking you, there's garbage and debris all around, there's always some kind of a sound of collapse or an explosion booming in your ears, there's smoke and ash constantly obscuring your view, and even freaking fireballs from catapults just flying in your line of sight while you're trying to get a hang on your movements. In other words, this game is designed to be the complete chaos of war. And granted, there are some levels where you kind of sneak around and have to hide and such, but for the most part, it's just waves and waves and waves of chaos, horror, and death. And everything around you seemingly trying to smash you into pieces. And you know what? In a way, the game felt darker than the films. I'm not even sure I can explain why, but as you walk deeper and deeper into Isengard, for example, trying not to get trampled by Ents, or as you see siege towers coming closer and closer to the walls of Minas Tirith, it gives you much more anxiety than what you get while watching the actual film. Like when I saw the movies, rather than scaring me, they made me feel depressed and downbeat. But this freaking game, oh my god, it made my heart pound so hard, I felt like I was getting panic attacks in my teens. I actually broke a mouse playing this game. And so nowadays, I'm not so scared because I'm in my freaking 30s now, and I know the game by heart, but I can see how at the time, it absolutely terrified me, and I can bring back the memory of this feeling of terror in order to make myself enjoy it as I did back then. And I'll leave the rest of my thoughts on this for a new video, if maybe this one does well, I don't know. Thanks for watching.